Coming to you live from the garage inside my head. It's Cool Wheels Round Town. I'm your host, DK. Come along for the ride. So I'm sitting out on the front stoop of a house in my hometown of Oshkosh, Wisconsin, when I hear, then see, a very large sculpted silver car coming up the street. My first thought after processing this apparition was late 60s Oldsmobile, either an 88 or a 98 based on its size. My second thought was, it's probably driven by someone's grandpa. After observing the car some more and confirming it was a 98, my stereotyping thought was blown away by seeing this young guy behind the wheel. How cool is that, I think, and wonder if the car might be his grandpa's. A pause at the yield sign and the 98 turns right and disappears out of sight down the street. I can hear from the sound that they must have pulled up by a house further down the block. If you watched episode 3, you know about my interest in these big cars, so of course I was intrigued by this sighting. I verified later the car does indeed live down the block, and after getting to check it out on the street, I leave my card on it requesting an opportunity to talk with the owner.
Hey, I got your card that was on my silver Oldsmobile the other day, and you said you wanted to talk about it, so thought I'd give you a call right now.
I hear back from Mitchell Springer, the guy I saw behind the wheel, and he's the owner of this 1968 Oldsmobile 98 luxury sedan.
Hi, my name is Mitchell Springer, and this is my 1968 Oldsmobile 98.
Mitchell's early interest in cars came from his dad Casey, who at 17 years old owned a 1971 Dodge Super Bee. Well, tell me about how you became interested in cars.
It was actually my dad. He had a 1971, I think it was a Super Bee, and there was a fire underneath the hood, he told me, and I found these pictures of him working on it. So I asked him about it, and he said that he pulled I forgot, but he said he had a 440, and he dropped it inside of the Super Bee. And I saw all these pictures, and it's just a really rare car. So he brought me to some car shows, and I thought they were really neat. And I saw it was what was it? I don't know if it was Fall Jefferson or no, is it Pierce? I think it's Pierce Park. Pierce Park had a little corral, and I saw it was like a 1973 Lincoln Continental, and it had a for sale sign on it. I could afford it, but I didn't have a driver's license, and I think it was already sold when I talked to the guy. So I thought it'd be really nice to have an old big car like that, because I thought they looked awesome having a huge car, because I never saw any big cars like that at a car show. It was always fast cars or sporty cars. And I saw that big car, and I was like, that'd be just it's just like a tank. So I thought it'd be so cool to ride that around town.
That's really cool. I was wondering how you came about choosing this car.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you love these big sleds.
And it catches the eye so much, and they're disappearing at a fast rate. Everybody wants two-door.
Yeah.
They don't really like four-door anymore. Every time I run into somebody, they're like, oh, it's a four-door. Like, where'd you find a four-door? And usually two-doors are more rare, and I'm like, nah, I think the four-doors are disappearing faster, so I thought it'd be cool to restore a four-door and just keep it alive just for a long time. It was around the last day of Iola, we met up at a gas station, and I saw the car first driving. I saw the guy pull in with it, and immediately I was like, there's no way I'm not going home without this car, so... And it was, he let me jump in it and start it up, and it just felt so nice. And it just felt like, my dad said it looked like I belonged in this car.
Right, yeah, well, you're a big dude, so
yeah.
you need a big
got
car.
All that leg room, too. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I had to buy this. This was actually, I figured out the lady, it was actually a guy who had it, but the guy I bought it from, he said it was his grandma's. Her name was, it was the guy, his name's Richard Schulze. He lives in Sturgeon Bay, and I figured this out because he left papers in the glove box.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
You could see like what he had. It was still like from the dealership. The papers in the delership were from there.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, and it was signed by Richard Schulze. But I looked him up. I was wondering if I could find him and I could show him his old car again.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be cool. I wonder if they even still know it's here because
and still running.
Yeah, and they actually owned a barber shop, and there's a garage next to it, and it's kind of tucked back in the woods a little more. It was kind of grown over, and this car was actually found in there.
Okay.
They parked it. I think it was, I wonder if it was just kind of it was a get-around car, because it only has 45,000 miles on it.
Right.
So it was kind of, I wonder if it was just for like just a barbershop kind of car, like getting around and kind of, I don't know, running back to the store here and there. But they threw it in the barn, tarped it, put boxes on it, and pulled it out, and it looked fine. After 2 years, the guy said, after driving around, he wanted to sell it, which then he sold it to me. So I just loved the inside. The interior was great. There's only one rip on the driver's side seat and right up here. But
yeah, the rest of the interior looks perfect.
Yeah, it looks like nobody's ever sat in the back. There's like cigarette lighters on all sides. This is starting to fall out, just a window, but I can glue that back in any time. And also, I wonder if that works right now. I think that tries to work. There it is.
Yeah.
It still works a little bit.
Power seat still works.
Yeah. I put them all the way back, so it's just...
Yeah, right. It's set for you.
Yeah.
Built in Lansing, Michigan, the 98 was Oldsmobile's top-of-the-line full-size sedan. With its black vinyl roof over silver paint, Mitchell's 98 has a very understated, elegant look, worthy of its LS badging. The interior oozes comfort. Your lazy boy's got nothing on this thing. It has intelligently placed handholds to assist getting in and out of the back seat. There's a small vanity for last-minute touch-ups and hidden accoutrements of a bygone era. Beautifully patterned fabric adorns the seats and door inserts. And there's acres of backseat legroom. Up front, the driver is greeted by a triple-gauge instrument cluster behind the steering wheel, and the same generous legroom and comfortable seating is in the back. As expected of a car of this stature, everything is power-equipped. Power front seat, power windows, power steering, and power brakes. Mitchell's 98 also has cruise control.
Cruise control goes up to 90. We had it at 60 on the way back, and we were just cruising. You just set the gas pedal all the way to 60. My dad was like, I'm not driving.
The cruise is actually working.
Yeah. We never knew it was on there. And he goes, no way, this thing has a cruise control. So we just sat going like 60, 70 all the way back.
Speaking of power, up front is a 365-horse Rocket 455 backed by a turbo-hydromatic 400 transmission. That big Olds V8 produced the reported 500 pound-feet of torque, a value necessary to motivate 4,500 pounds of steel from a standstill.
There it is, 455, all shinied up. Redid the manifold on the top. I snuck it into my shop class through my backpack at school, so yeah, no.
Excellent, that looks great.
Redone and everything, so. And I'll start it up as well.
Perhaps the clay block used to sculpt the full-size model weighed as much as the actual car itself. It would have been fun to work on that model in the Oldsmobile design studio during this car's development, removing thin slices of clay off the block to eventually reveal the deceptively simple but beautifully sculpted lines of this nearly 19-foot-long car. Up front quad headlights and split grille give the 98 a welcoming face and are the beginning point of the miles-long hood. There's a subtle widening of the body beginning about mid-back door that flares out the rear fenders, which culminate in recessed vertical taillights. The side wrap of the bumper flows into the chrome side trim, which leads the eye right back up front where this visual journey started.
such a low mileage car. You fix the little things here and there, and then you wait like 2 months, something else will go wrong with it. Then you gotta fix it again. But it's just the littlest little maintenance jobs. It's like anybody could figure it out. You look under the hood and it's just, oh, wire disconnected. Oh, spark plug. Need new spark plugs. Oh,
Yep.
this thing's coming off. A little screw loose here and there, and it'll work just fine again, which is great. So I
Yeah.
think that's awesome to work on these old cars.
Well, and it's great that, you know, you're wrenching on it yourself and yeah, working on it with your own hands.
Yeah.
And
The other day I was working on the windshield wipers, and I got the squirters to work. You know, they don't work the best, but you can kind of see you're trying to shoot.
Yep.
But I got that to work, and it always shoots at the end right after. So it always leaves that mark there, which is funny. It's so strong, sometimes it shoots over the car, so people behind me will get hit with it. So it's so low. It's so powerful. It's so cool, though. I ran into it was a two-door, it was a Cutlass Olds, and I was driving right behind him, and he told me to pull over, so we drove back into this, it was some parking lot, and I guess he had a few Oldsmobiles. He kept fixing them up, and we talked for a little bit about how cool it is, because he never knew that nobody else around here had a 60s Olds, and he was like, it's cool seeing these four doors, because he pulls a lot of Oldsmobiles and old barn finds and stuff. He says he's never run into one of these before, so
Yeah.
he was surprised to see me driving it, it's awesome. So yeah, he said anytime I need help fixing it or anything, it's cool to have somebody. I texted him the other day because I had my car wasn't starting, kept blowing the ignition fuse, and I was like, what's the matter with this thing? Sometimes when the cigarette lighter underneath unplugs, it goes and blows the ignition fuse for some reason. But I put that in. It wasn't that, but right by the battery, I lifted up the hood. I tried to start it. I saw this big old spark, and I saw a little flame followed by it, and I was like, oh no. So there was so much power going through this little line as he was turning it over, and it was to the starter. But he burnt that line right up. It looked like it was on fire for like 3 minutes under the hood. But
Wow.
yeah, so my car could have been on fire, but I texted the other guy. I was like, I couldn't figure out. It was one little wire that big that just stops the whole car from starting, which is the funniest thing. And I'm like, would you know anything about this problem? And he goes, yeah, there should be a small wire right next to the battery. And if that's all burnt up or crispy at all, then the whole car won't start. And I'm like, oh, and he was right. And I was like, it's cool to have another person to resort to for help.
It sure is. What a great resource you have there.
Other car people that like fixing up stuff, helps people. It's so cool though. It's like a little community out there.
It really is.
It's great. It is great. But
Yeah, and someday you'll be able to pass the knowledge along too as you continue to wrench on this.
yeah.
One thing I really enjoyed seeing are Mitchell's personal touches to his car that truly make it his own. One of the first and easiest modifications we've all made to our cars is an engine dress-up kit, replacing the typical painted factory air cleaner and valve covers with chrome parts. I love that loud inhale pulling sound the open element air cleaner gives that you just never get with the fully enclosed style factory air cleaners. Adding to that wonderful big block V8 sound is the exhaust routing through a cherry bomb muffler. That's right, a real live cherry bomb. I like Mitchell's choice of white letter radial tires with the original hubcaps. The white letters give the car a more dynamic appearance of movement while driving down the street than with standard white walls.
I don't know what it was. I think the car didn't like when other people were banging on it, so it decided the distributor just cracked, and it was running so rough. I would still be driving it, but it would be jolting so bad because I was only like 3 blocks away.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I knew it wasn't really going to hurt it, so I bought an HEI, threw it in. So this distributor is a lot smoother, a lot more. It sounds so much different.
Yeah.
Just little things to make it sound so much different, which is it's a lot better, I think.
Yeah, and a nice upgrade on an engine of this age.
Oh yeah, makes it run so much smoother.
I love the pink shag rear deck cover.
I also got pink rug in the back.
I love that.
On winter.
That's way cool.
Yeah, because that back window is just a magnifying glass for that thing. It's got a little heat damage on the
Sure.
like the back dash part. It's
Yep,
just
on
starting
that
to-
deck.
Yep, so I put that over it just to kind of protect it, and it's working.
It's a great choice
Yeah.
stylistically. I love
Yeah.
it matches the car so perfect.
Yep, I also have these like little pink ball things that can hang down too. I bought those at I think it was Hobby Lobby, so I was gonna put those around the back.
Right.
Too. So I thought that would match with
Yeah.
like a Cheek and Chong kind of
Yeah,
car.
right.
So, I got the little tractor knob on here as well.
Yeah, I like that 8-ball on there. That's cool.
That's always fun. Everybody likes that, but the wheel's so sensitive, it'll turn itself with this 8-ball. Yeah, you'll see the ball. It likes to turn my wheel a little bit.
Right, that little extra bit of weight on there. Yeah,
It's
isn't that something?
It's so sensitive, these
Yeah.
wheels, which is so nice.
Yep.
I love it.
In its day, the 98 was advertised in a very youthful way. For this Oldsmobile, what better hands could it be in today than with Mitchell Springer? His enthusiasm is contagious and his pride of ownership unmistakable. What enjoyable times I got to spend with Mitchell talking about his 98 and to share in his joy of driving it. He's fixing his car with his own hands, enlisting professional help when needed, and meeting fellow collector car owners who are willing to share their knowledge with someone new to the hobby. Mitchell is the bright future of old car stewardship. His love for his 98 will continue it rolling long into the future. I'd like to give a shout out to all the parents who support their sons and daughters' interest in cars. Thanks to Casey and Heather Springer, and thanks Mom and Dad. Until next time, I'm DK.